Oh,
Welcome back to the 24th Annual U.S. Bar Table Championships at the Westgate. Great match we have coming up here, Brad.
yep. We got Ernesto Dominguez. We just had him last round on the stream table, and he defeated Mark Westman. And he'll be going up against Shaun Wilkie. And looking at their Fargo numbers, we're in for a treat here. It should be a
Very
good...
similar rated, even though you see Wilkie has a slight advantage according to Fargo, right? I'm Gennaro Vasquez, joined by Brett Baker in the booth.
Well, Shaun comes in with the hard break.
Well, he doesn't get a great leave on the one. Obviously can hit the full ball here.
Yeah, there's no real pocket to... Although, in the last match, we saw Ernesto cut one in like this.
He's going to go ahead and play safe behind the two ball.
Really the smart play.
I don't
First
think he got
shot
him.
of the match.
Did he?
He's got the edge. I don't know.
Looks like Ernesto may have an opportunity to try to spin around if he wants to.
I think he probably can.
Or he may elect to go rail first here.
Nine's sitting right there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, how nice a shot was that? Oh, wow. Magic rack.
Yeah, he was able to bump the 6 off the magic rack so they can get that. That was nice of Ernesto.
Well, this is definitely a tougher hit than the last kick.
See the 2-rail that way. Okay.
Well, if he shoots the 2-rail, he kind of has to shoot over the ball.
Yeah. I would just well, things with 2 rails, once it comes off that second rail, it's knocking the one right towards the hole.
It looks pretty close. I mean, that
you go 1 rail, you're having to cut the 1 ball.
Yeah.
But
well, and they like to hit them when kicking. They like to hit them as full as possible.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
But, yeah, he's going to go with the 1 rail kick.
Yeah. A lot easier to bridge.
Almost got her.
And he got the 2. He's able to luck in the 2, so he stays at the table. Gave a little wave of apology there. It's like, yeah, I don't think he's too sorry, though. I always wanted to see somebody just turn around and give a little fist bump. Yes! Because inside, that's what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Gotta roll.
Well, even at this level of play, the professional level of play, luck does come into
big time
into the game, especially in 9-ball. Well, it looked like Ernesto had kind of tied him up pretty good, but Shaun finds a way to kick at that ball and make the 2-ball and finds his way out. Well, today is the 9-ball. The 8-ball starts tomorrow.
Yep, we will play down to the final 3 players in the 9-ball division today.
Of course, you'll get...
Tomorrow we'll have the semifinal and final of the 9-ball and 8-ball action.
You'll get to enjoy a lot of the great matches still to come today.
Yeah, I believe that the next 2 rounds after this are the 4 winners side players.
Oh, that sounds great.
You've got Shane Van Boning playing Mitch Ellerman, and you've got James Arenas playing Amar Kang. One of those will be at 4, the other one at 5:30. I'm not sure the order.
Well, Ernesto ends up with really no shot for all intents purposes on the 1 ball. Maybe play a safety where he brings a cue ball back up to this end of the table.
Yeah, I would think he'd try to
I think he has
duck it in behind
a weird
3-9.
angle to try to get it behind the 6 ball
Perfect.
up there. Yeah, he hit that so well.
Just like that.
Our perspective on the screen makes it a little harder to see. I'd say there's probably a 3-inch gap between the 3 and the 9 here and the cue ball.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see a jump shot here. He's looking at kicking in behind the 1. He's going to have to come in with some speed because he'll have to get a rail after.
Oh, the 1 ball sitting just a little bit to the left of the center of the pocket.
This looks like he could just kick it straight in. Yeah, he looked just like that.
You mean just like that?
Thank God I told him just before you shot.
Yeah, that was.
Well, he was, he was standing behind. You wonder what sometimes they're looking at because he was standing behind. Like, why would you want to go 3 rails into that 1 when?
Yeah, he might have been looking at the 2-reeler, and then I was like,
just fire it in with good speed to get back down for the 2. Well, Shaun looks like he's here to play.
sitting pretty good. Just has to find a leave on the 6, which he just does a little.
I heard he's here as a result of winning a qualifier. Be nice to see more qualifiers for events like this.
Well, you can definitely see he's got game.
And so Shaun takes a 2-0 lead, and it's his break.
3-1 favorite now to win the match according to Fargo rate.
Well, coming right up after the new year, we've got the CSI Arizona State 8-ball championships. And then in February, we got the BCAPL Michigan State championships. And in March, the BCAPL Wisconsin State championship. So any BCAPL players can play in that. And then the biggie in July, the 2018 BCAPL World Championships.
Well, that Wisconsin tournament has been held in Wisconsin Dells the past couple of years, and now they're moving it a little bit further east out to Madison. So going to be a nice competition out there.
The only place I've ever been in Wisconsin, I think, is Madison.
Wisconsin Dells is a nice little resort town, but it's not quite the population, of course, of Madison. Well, he's got the 1 ball. Got to come back down table. Is a little bit of a
long straight in shot on the 1. I don't know if he'll try to.
Well, and it's a little bit kind of on the. Has a little cut to it. So
He's looking to see if that 2 passes the 9. I don't think it does.
Yeah, pretty. I don't think.
But it's going to make it a little tough to get back on the side that he's on now.
And he doesn't really he can try to force it to kind of come around a couple of rails, I guess, but
I think he's going to hit this one pretty well. Okay, he's just going to accept a shot. He can
maybe a carom off the night. Oh, it must go in there.
Yep, he's lining it up like it goes.
There can't be much of a pocket there if there's. You're looking at it real close. There must be a.
We
pretty
saw a
tight window
bank
there.
into a 4-ball combination last match.
Nice. I think he overcut it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, look where he put the cue ball, though.
It's little rolls like that that can mean a big difference.
Yep.
And in a race to 9-ball, it can jump out to a lead pretty fast. And what a shot there. Nice shot to kind of get out of the trap. And
Well, hopefully it's hopefully it's wired because yep.
looks like he might be able to throw it in. I don't think it's straight in, but he might be able to kind of throw it.
He
like that.
did.
Yeah.
And now he's in good shape. Ernesto's not going to let a couple of rolls affect him too much. He's seen it all in the past.
I love the way that he uses English to play position shape. You know, some of the guys, you know, they would come off the bottom rail with more power, and he just uses like those little subtle moves to get around the table.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
I think he was really trying to hit the side rail. There's a gift for Shaun. And Shaun Wilkie jumps out to a 3-0 lead.
but Ernesto's breaking, so that gives him an opportunity here to try to climb right back into it.
Yeah, would have given him an opportunity to tie it up, but those are the kind of shots you look back at the end of the match and you go, oh, man.
Well, you know, sometimes in pool you have to have a short memory, so.
Oh, yeah, and these guys do. What I've noticed is they have a short memory while they're playing, but if they lose,
They can remember
oh my goodness.
every little subtle thing that happens.
After the match last night, I walked up and was talking to Skyler, and he's like, yep, that 5-ball, you know, and it was like in game number 5 or something.
Right, yep. Cue ball kind of gets kicked around a little bit.
Well, he broke dry, but hasn't left an offensive shot. You have to break dry. This is the way to do it.
Absolutely. I can't really tell. Can he kick behind the one and sort of leave the cue ball there? It's a little hard to see.
No, I don't think so. You mean like in behind the 7?
Yeah.
Certainly want somebody to watch the hit. I think he's better off coming one rail just above the 5 there.
In fact, he's just going to
gonna
push
out.
out. I would be surprised to see a kick off that top rail now. The 7-ball is sitting
Well, Ernesto
maybe about
looked at it,
half a foot off of the rail.
didn't like it.
There's a shot that
That was the Gennaro Vasquez shot.
That was the shot I was referring to earlier, but obviously the angle wasn't there the first time to do it. Yeah, that's exactly how I'd have done it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it was from the booth.
Absolutely.
Well, I think he may have to jump over the edge of the two.
Yeah, it's he looked at it and got back up pretty quickly. He might be able to see the whole
it
ball
looks like
here.
he can just see it to make it, and there's not a whole lot of problems in this rack either. He gets from the 2 to the 3 here.
I think he's trying to figure out how that. I don't think there's any way he can hit it without going into that 6-ball. So he's trying to figure out, because the 6-ball is going to sort of trap it. It looks like
Yeah.
up here, down on the low side of the 3-ball. Kind of skirted around there. He hit that with some authority. And now the problem is it's very straight, and the 4-ball sitting over nearish the side pocket.
He's pretty much going to have to roll this 3 in.
You might just kind of have to make the 3 and cinch the 3 and take your medicine in that 4-ball.
Yeah, they might be able to bank the 4.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the 4-ball is accessible to the side.
We stroked that in nice.
Yeah, he did not let up on that shot at all. Nice, confident stroke. That's the difference between a pro shooting that shot and a lot of the, lesser players, is that, kind of let up.
If you watched, his body stayed perfectly still, and it's real easy to raise up on a shot like that.
Yeah, easier said than done to really stay down and shoot that with confidence like that. Pretty good bank shot here.
He's going to play safe, put him behind the 6.
Yeah,
but it crept out.
A little bit too far out of there.
So Ernesto's going to have a shot here to.
That was a pretty hard shot from there to hit it that thin and try to skirt around 2 rails behind that 6.
Yeah, but I don't think the bank. I think there was a double kiss there. The bank wasn't really on.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
he
didn't just shoot the
combination and
the 8's
and tried to do the
pretty
cross
much
bank.
hanging. Shaun's looking to make this 4 and go around the 7. Boy, he did that nice.
Wow. Hit that window just perfect.
I can tell you right now, it's a weakness. I tend to run into one of those balls when I go over there.
I think you're probably not alone. I think the angles, the tight angles and everything like that, that's really one of the things that are evident in the pro game versus amateurs, where it's just like that ball just moves around with such intention through the gaps. And
yeah. Well, I'm looking at a 4 to 6 inch area of the rail where I'm going to hit the cue, but these guys, they know exactly the spot.
He's going to kiss that.
He's coming right at the ball, but it's lined up.
It lined up.
Lined up the 9, just
dead. Wow.
How they rolling, Mr. Wilkie?
this is where you're in the chair, kind of wondering, like, okay, now things got to even out here a little bit on that, right? So, never know. Race to 9. That's a lot can happen. But he's now a 90% probability to win, according to Fargo Rate, this match.
Ahead 4-0.
We're at the Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. CueSports International, the 24th Annual U.S. Bar Table Championships.
Yeah, for the rest of the country, eat your heart out. It's sunny Las Vegas. About 72 degrees out there. It's brutal. Nice.
And wow, look at that. Oh,
nice kiss.
those
Fire the
balls
7 right in. And,
just line up so nice. Look at this.
yeah, this is kind of a dream out here.
Yeah.
I see. I'm surprised he didn't follow 2 rails off the top rail. He just kind of bunted it out behind the.
Yeah, I think he maybe just wanted to hold the angle and make sure, you know.
So much is personal preference.
Especially on the 7-foots, you watch the pros, and they really emphasize the exact angles much more than, you know, well, how many amateurs try to improve that shape by just a foot, you know, and they
one thing
get out of line.
My wife first started playing, this kid says, man, he says, I don't understand. Every time I play on the bar table, I just scratch. Because he was turning the cue balls. She looked at him and she said, you realize there's just as much pocket, just less rail. And it's true. And so what you see is these guys not turning the cue ball loose. They're playing a lot more like, you know, stun it over to the rail and out, you know.
Yep, and just
1 rail position instead of 2 or 3 rail position.
Just little finesse shots with running English or something that come around.
Shaun Wilkie's now up 5-0. I think Steven was sitting over there just writing down percentages. And just, I'll give him 5%.
Well, you would think that if things were going to turn around, if he was going to do that, this would definitely be the time to start doing that on this break.
Oh, if he doesn't win this game, yeah, it's going to go to like 99%.
Ernesto Dominguez breaks. Oh, he come out pretty good this time. Came out pretty well. Makes a ball. 1 ball sets up in the corner pocket. Nice sort of natural angle to be able to get over for the 2 ball down into this bottom corner pocket.
Yeah, I don't see any big issues here. Four looks like it probably passes the 6 going up there. Or he can pull it back for the 4 on the side, like that.
I think he has a little more angle than
Yeah,
he probably
he came
like,
up.
but
He came up 3-4 inches farther than he wanted.
If he's going to come down to the end, he just has to be careful to skirt around that 8-9, which he does with perfect precision.
Okay, he's all right. Look like he's going to come up a little short.
He's got about a half ball cut here. Come around 3 rails for shape. Or 2 rails. those.
This is one of those, he'll stun it over to the left side rail and back out for the 8. Or, well,
I don't know if he can.
he's looking at,
That's a little funny, isn't it?
he walked down to look to see if he could get on the short side there, which I believe he can.
You can. You just want to be closer to the short rail. I think you want to cut. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Well, he decided to do what Brett told him to do the first time. You see that shot a lot on these bar tables.
And he gets on the board. Ernesto Dominguez running a rack.
Well, he did what he had to do there. Now he's just got to hope for an opportunity. Shaun will be happy just to run out his breaks from here on out. Crush that one.
Yeah, he's not afraid to put a little oomph behind the break, is he?
But he's come out real nice. Got a nice straight in shot on the 1. 2 lays right there. 3 and the 4 down here in the rack area.
I think the 3-ball passes the 9 to the other corner.
I don't know. He may be playing a 3-9 combination, I'm thinking, but we'll see.
You have a little bit better perspective on the real table than I do.
Well, from my perspective, it's still pretty hard to tell. He'll just pull this straight back. About the second diamond up from the corner.
Well, we'll find out right now if he thinks that 3-ball passes or not.
He's lining up the combo.
Yes, it does.
He went a little further than he wanted to for this combination.
Well, he's cutting away from it now,
Yeah.
which is...
He would have liked to have been straight at it, but... Whether he makes it or not, watch where this 3-ball ends up. It'll probably be right there, center diamond on the bottom rail. And he will send a cue ball up table. And see, he didn't leave a shot in case he missed it.
Yeah, popped it in there like nothing.
Ernesto would have been hooked behind the 7. These guys are always looking to, just in case.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they don't take anything for granted.
Goes up to a 96% probability to win this match now, according to Fargo Rate. Well, that magic rack really kind of helps assure that everyone's getting, about the same quality rack.
Yeah, some people like it, some people don't.
For various reasons. Always.
I tend to like it because, to me, rack mechanics should not.
I think he's hooked on the 1-ball. Oh, wow. Ernesto is just having trouble getting anything to go his way here generally.
To me, the magic rack gives you everybody a tight, fair rack. Now, I'm venturing to guess the way Shaun breaks these balls that he doesn't play with the magic rack much.
No. Whereas you see a guy like Shane Van Boning that
Yeah, you'll
knows
see
really
this.
how to.
You'll see it coming up, and yeah, they hit it a lot softer, flatter. More of a controlled break. Well, Ernesto missed that one, so it's going to give Shaun ball in hand. Get on this 2 because he's got to go all the way up for the 4. Looks like he's going to come off the bottom rail and back
rails.
up.
Might come out of this 2 rails.
And he walked over to look to make sure that that 4 passed, and it does.
He's got to come back down table.
Yeah, he's going to have to spin down a little bit, I think. He got a little straighter than he would have liked. He wanted to stop a little earlier or go a little further, but he was able to pop that out of there. They got it.
Well, so far Shaun has taken advantage of pretty much every opportunity he's been given.
Yeah, he's playing real well.
And color coordinated too. I mean, you just gotta have respect for that guy. Played like that and color coordinated.
Sponsored by the same apparel company that Skylar Woodward is.
Doesn't like the way he hit that one. It's a much thinner cut on the 7 than he'd like.
Yeah, he'll probably have to come all the way down table. Should end up with pretty good shape on the 7 or the 8, though. I mean, if he makes this. Is he really looking at kicking?
No, oh no, I don't think so. He was just looking at the channel for the 7 ball to travel. Like to pick the exact part of the pocket you want to make it in.
How'd he hit it, folks?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And he's coming back down. He's perfect.
Wow. You know that you are hitting them good when you hit it something like that. Well, he got out of line for him.
Wilkie takes a 7-1 lead, and he has the break.
Looked like he was out of line for a second there, but he found a way to make that shot and just get right back in it.
When you see a shot maker like that, you go, well, that's not the first time he's ever been out of line.
No. Right.
I always used to say that you show me a good shot maker. I'll show you somebody that didn't play very good position in their formative years.
Feels like this match is moving pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're about 35 minutes in.
Nothing kicks the one balls, or the cue ball, I mean, so.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a tough cut, but the one does pass the 5. Can he get on the 2?
Well, the way he's controlled the table and the shots that he's made, you have to feel pretty good about his making this ball. I think the challenge here is how not to hit the 2 ball. He's going to come out 2 rails, I believe. Oh, he did. He did just, wow, look at that.
Wow, bumped the 2 down table. I don't know if that's exactly what he was trying to do, but it sure worked out for him. Now everything lays really good.
Well, you didn't want to load it up with too much English because, you know, that makes the shot harder. I mean, he could maybe come out 2 rails, but instead he comes out and hits the 2 ball pretty full.
Just shoot this 3, roll forward for the 4.
I think he's just taking an extra second here, thinking about, all right, well, you know, you got the 5 ball that's down table.
Yeah, 5 to the 6 would be the only.
Right.
So he was able to open up the 6. That makes it a lot easier.
Did you see that? To open that up like that?
I didn't see he had that kind of an angle. I thought he was straighter.
Yeah, I did too.
But that's what he was looking at was. That's pretty high level pool there when you're.
Well, if he's a 99% odds to win now, what happens when he goes to the hill?
I think it stays at 99. But
99 point.
Yeah, we don't do the point.
Or something.
So Shaun Wilkie is now on the hill at 8 to 1. Ironically, yesterday our lopsided match also included Ernesto, but he was on the other end of it.
The other end of the way. Yeah, the other end.
And he really hasn't played poorly.
It feels like you've hardly seen him at the table, to be honest.
Not a lot of opportunities. Rolls haven't gone his way.
Well, even when, you know, he's broke, it seems like he's hooked or he has to push out or something.
But his expression has never changed. All right, he's got a shot on the 1. 2 goes all the way down table to make it a little tougher.
Yeah, that's not gonna be any treat to try to get down on that 2 ball.
No, he's pretty straight on this 1.
Looks like you might be able to sneak it past the 9 ball. It's close, but he might be able to kind of brush the rails and get it through.
He may be looking at drawing it down between the 4 and.
Well, he almost does it, or maybe not quite as far and just playing it around the 2nd diamond down here. No, yeah, he wants to come all the way back down. And,
oh, look at this! How'd he hit it, folks?
Oh, that was really, really well done.
Now he can just come out for the 3, and that's the 5. Okay, 3's up
all
table.
The way down table.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on our monitor. The lighting.
Hit that one. pretty
Come
well.
on, give me an angle. I'm tired of having to pound
And
these.
he is pretty straight again.
Yep.
Wow. Can he cheat? Well, I mean, potentially he could cheat the pocket and still come around 2 rails, but instead he's going to try to draw out and... No, that's not going to come out near far enough. Not going to scratch, but...
He's lucky.
I think he can just hit the left side of this 4-ball and then bring the cue ball, kind of push it over toward around the 5-ball on the rail and maybe bring the cue ball back.
Oh, you're thinking about a safety?
Yeah.
I think he's shooting. I think he'll just bank this down 8-1. I don't know that he's gonna. Yeah, no, he's kind of queuing up like he's gonna play a safety. Well done. Well, if he goes one rail, he'll have to spin it a little. Nicely done.
Well, it's
leaves
not
a shot, but it's not a it's not a hanger.
Easy shot, but you can come around 3 rails for shape. It's natural shape at least. If he can pocket the ball, it should be pretty natural shape of the 5. Oh, it just overhits
a little
it
too
a little
far.
bit.
Yep.
Well, I mean that was kind of the
microcosm of the match in that shot.
Yeah, that was the only trouble with the natural angle was the fact that you had to hit it so thin. That a little hard to control the speed that way.
He'll kick in behind this 5. Hoping to get it to go somewhere, but it didn't. And I think that's going to be all she wrote.
You would certainly think so. All appearances are that
a little bit of a tough cut here, but I suspect he'll handle this.
I think he's fighting the combination of speed and angle. He wants to play this to kind of hold it for the 9-ball.
Yep, held it up nicely. He'll just roll this in. And Shaun Wilkie will continue on with his 9-1 victory.
Very convincing. Great shooting by Shaun Wilkie.
We will see you folks back here in about 45 minutes for our 4 o'clock round. Thanks for joining us.